There will never be a better time for me to introduce myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. Welcome to MAI Sports TV, where I will say whatever I want and you will like it. And this journey is going to start off with a song, and the song is going to be sang by the one, the only Jurgen Klopp. So, Mr. Klopp, please do the honors. Arne has just strolled into this league unexpectedly and slotted his big, bald, beautiful, shiny head in it like prime Johnny Sins. I can't believe it. And you know who else can believe it? You can believe it. Because nobody saw this coming, bro. Nobody saw this coming. I couldn't even see this coming if I was wearing my contacts, my glasses, everything. I couldn't see this coming with binoculars around my freaking neck. I cannot believe what I just witnessed. Don't get me wrong, I was expecting Liverpool to absolutely destroy Tottenham Hotspur, but wasn't expecting for it to be 6. And the reason why I was expecting Liverpool to destroy Tottenham is because Tottenham Hotspur had half of their team out. I think they have about 8 or 9 men out. I thought I was watching an LGBTQ parade at Church Street. It was absolutely crazy. And even then, holding 6 at home is absurd. What is Ange thinking? Why is Ange so stubborn? Because, bro, the only reason why Liverpool was able to even score 6 is because of Ange's high line. That high line is always looking like Mo Salah's from last season. Of course, Mo Salah looked in the mirror and was like, you know what? I need to get this fixed. And he got it fixed. And look at him. He looks like a brand new man. Ange, on the other hand, is just stubborn. He's just stubborn like an ex. It's absolutely nuts. I don't know why he doesn't just change his tactics and drop it back. He needs to drop the high line back. He needs to get rid of that Sadio Mane and get that Matt Doherty. He needs to get that Olivier Giroud back. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, come on. Because, bro, I can guarantee you, if Ange doesn't play with that high line, there's no way Liverpool gets 6. Because that high line is the reason why it was attack after attack. Liverpool got the ball and pushed it up. Bro, they just pushed up, pushed. I thought I was watching a woman give birth. It was absolutely nuts. Crazy. Because, the thing is, Tottenham Hotspur have absolutely no back. They had no center backs. They had an 18-year-old playing and Dragusin playing. Dragusin is just Temu Vucic from Copa 90. Like, it's crazy. They need to employ Kim Kardashian. They need to go into that January transfer window, get Kim K. They need to get Nicki Minaj. They need to get Ice Spice from back in the day. They also need to get Sophie Rain because, bro, that back is looking thin. Bro, get that fixed, Ange. Because going forward, Tottenham Hotspur is absolutely incredible. But considering how many attacks Liverpool had, Liverpool were lining up them attacks. It was exactly the same way them 100 guys were lining up to go and get one chance with Lily Phillips. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Tottenham Hotspur 3, Liverpool 6. Let's talk about it. This season was supposed to be a season of rebuilding because after Klopp left, everybody thought that we would be in the absolute mud. But ladies and gentlemen, Slot had other ideas. Was his idea to be top of the league at Christmas with a 4-point lead and with a game in hand? I don't know. I don't think so. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago maybe, Liverpool were sitting 9 points clear at the top of the table after 14 games, I believe. And it looked like nobody was going to stop them. They looked absolutely unbeatable, unstoppable. They beat Manchester City. But then, obviously, Newcastle had other plans. And to be honest, in that game, they just looked really tired, really fatigued. Gravenberch was not looking up to it. But obviously, Kevin Kelleher had that little bit of head loss in the end, which costed Liverpool the 3 points. But it was bound to happen. And then Fulham turned out to be a huge game. And in that game, obviously, Robertson got a red card. He had a crazy head loss with that horrible first touch. And then, as you know, the pressure was on Liverpool with Chelsea, right at the back of Liverpool, putting the pressure on, putting on some great performances, primarily by Moises Caicedo. And so I think Liverpool went into the game today with a huge mental boost because Everton was able to take off points from Chelsea. And yeah, to be honest, Chelsea could have lost that game, but also could have won that game, to be honest. They had a few chances from Nicholas Jackson, but Jack Harrison missed a few chances, and Tosin Adarabioyo in the end cleared a shot off the line. So yeah, 2 points dropped by Chelsea, and then it was up to Liverpool. You could say that they had a huge mentality boost because of that result, but at the same time, the pressure was on them because if they drop points today, I think Chelsea would have been only a few points off Liverpool, with Liverpool sitting at the top of the table still, with a game in hand, obviously. But obviously, like, the game in hand for me doesn't really matter because the game hasn't been played, and obviously the points could go either way. And also, it's going to be against Everton away, and Everton have just recently took 4 points off of Arsenal and Chelsea and completely derailed them, to be honest. So the pressure was on Liverpool today, and honestly, Liverpool were on it today. They looked fresh, they looked healthy. I think the midweek Carabao Cup game against Southampton really helped them a lot because obviously Slot was able to bench a lot of the first team players like Van Dijk, Salah, Gravenberch, and they didn't get a sniff in that game, which is fair enough because they didn't need to play, and Liverpool managed to claw their way through to victory on the other side. And they play Tottenham again. I believe it is in the Carabao Cup in the next round in the semifinals of the first leg. But guys, today, again, Liverpool was on it. They were feeling it. The first 10-15 minutes, it was relentless pressing. It was absolutely prime slot ball, club ball, call it whatever you want. But everybody was on it. Szoboszlai, in particular, was just pressing like a dog possessed. And honestly, it's great to see Szoboszlai when he's playing like this. So yeah, the first 10-15 minutes, Liverpool were on it. They should have been 1-0 up at least, maybe 2-0 up. Salah had that chance off of Foster where he just kicked it straight to him. And to be honest, like, nobody really expects anything else from Foster anymore after his, or is it Forster? Fraser Forster, I apologize, against his antics against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. But nonetheless, I believe Salah should have passed it. And to be honest, if that was Nunez or somebody else, I genuinely believe Liverpool fans would have had a complete head loss. But it's okay. We keep pushing. We keep going. And to be honest, like in games like these where the ball is just not going to the back of the net, it's sometimes you get the feeling that, you know what, it's going to be one of those days where the game might be won by the opposition in the last minute or something. They get a jammy goal and, you know, that's pretty much it. Because that's exactly what happened in the Barcelona and Atletico Madrid game yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched the game or are in touch with La Liga. But in that game, Barcelona was absolutely peppering Atletico Madrid. But they missed so many chances, clear-cut chances by Rafinha and Lewandowski and several others, to be honest. They completely battered Atletico Madrid. But it was 1-1. They managed to get a pretty good goal by Rodrigo de Paul in, I think, the 50th or 60th minute. And then Atletico Madrid believed. But that's just how it goes with Diego Simeone's teams. And honestly, today it could have been something similar. But at the same time, like, I still had faith because Ange obviously plays that high line. And I still had faith that Liverpool could go on and get the victory. And so, yeah, the first half, Trent obviously puts in a delicious ball, as he does, for Luis Diaz. And he puts in a pretty much sublime header full of power past Forster. And it was 1-0 Liverpool. And at that point, you believe, okay, you know what? The shackles are going to be off now. And Liverpool are going to be feeling it. And yeah, that's exactly what happened pretty much. Diaz got their first goal. And then, I don't know. I actually don't believe he got the second one. Was it Szoboszlai? Yeah, it was Szoboszlai who got the second. Before that, guys, McAllister obviously made that mistake near his own penalty box where he lost the ball to Kulusevski, I believed. And Kulusevski passed it to Maddison. And there was 1-1. And you start to think, you know what? It's not going to be looking good because obviously Tottenham Hotspur are known to score a lot of goals. They're known to be a very attacking team that play that high line, of course. Ange Postecoglou's beloved high line. And Liverpool fans start to think, okay, you know what? This could be one of those games again. But then again, Liverpool on the attack, on the counter-attack in transition are just effortless. Mo Salah leading that line. As always, he was effortless. And Liverpool managed to get Dominic Szoboszlai through one goal. And he scored to make it 2-1. And then now You genuinely believe like, all right, now the game is done, because then it was 3-1, then 4-1, then 5-1. But then, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, this Liverpool team, the only thing that can stop them is themselves. Because every time they concede a goal, it's always, or most of the time, is because of their own errors. And it was the same today. It was just clumsy, first of all, by McAllister for conceding their first goal. And then the second and third goal, it was 5-1 at the time. And yeah, at 5-1, you think like, all right, you know what? Tottenham have no chance anymore. But of course, there's always a chance with Liverpool, especially without Ibrahima Konate. And so at 5-1, Tottenham Hotspur come back again and they start peppering Liverpool's goal, because honestly, like, Liverpool probably thought that, all right, you know what? The game is done. We can take the foot off the gas and just chill out a little bit. And you know what? Tottenham Hotspur, they smelt blood and they started going for the kill. And all of a sudden, it's 5-3 in the 75th minute, I believe. And you're thinking, this could be one of those games again. This is like the third time I've said this, but you know what? It is what it is. It's just the truth. Because Postecoglou brought on Werner, and then he brings on Brendan Johnson. And to be honest, they changed the game for them a little bit. They probably should have started if I was Ange, but it just is what it is. Hindsight obviously is 2020. But Liverpool again get the sixth goal with Luis Diaz, again an assist by Mo Salah. And yeah, that was pretty much it. 6-3, GG's, no re, except for the Carabao Cup obviously. But you know what? This is more important to me. And I'm pretty sure it's more important, way more important to Liverpool fans, of course, because the league is a priority always. And Slot also stressed on that a little bit before the Carabao Cup game, that, you know what, the league has to be prioritized. And that's exactly what happened. And today, it was a good day. And now if we talk about the individuals, to be honest, let's start off with Alisson. I'm not going to lie. Kieran Kelleher, he's been Kieran Kelleher him, because he's been covering for Alisson for the last month or two, I think. And Kieran Casillas, as I like to call him, has been coming in clutch. I'm not going to lie, his little brain fart against Newcastle, it was tough to take, because, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? He put his hands up to get the ball, and my heart was like, all right, you know what? The game is in the bag. We move. But then he drops his hands, and the ball goes into the net, and I'm thinking, gosh, you know? But, yeah, Alisson is back. It's really good to have Alisson back, because as good as Kelleher is, Alisson just has that presence that Kelleher seems to lack a little bit, with all due respect, to be honest. He's just way more commanding of his box. He has his presence of, you know, being there, coming for crosses, etc., etc. And he also made a really, really good save, I believe, at 5-3 or 6-3 from Brendan Johnson. It was a low, hard hit shot to the right of Alisson, and he got down really quick and saved it. And to be honest, that's what you need Alisson for in these moments, and that's what you need goalkeepers for in these crunch moments where the game could potentially, even though today it was pretty much one-sided, but, you know, again, it could go either way. Trent Alexander-Arnold. To be honest, he put in a great performance, and I would love to do tricks on him, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save it for until he signs a new contract, because, guys, let me tell you this. If he signs for Real Madrid on the free, you're going to experience the greatest head loss of all time. So, swiftly moving on to Joe Gomez. Now, I'm not going to lie, Joe Gomez is very inconsistent with his performances at center back. Last year at left back, he was absolutely insane. But at center back, he's really inconsistent, as you saw against Newcastle. He gifted that one chance to Anthony Gordon, who decided to shoot straight at Kelleher. But today, he was absolutely perfect. I can't really say anything bad about Joe Gomez today. It was pretty much an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 performance. In my opinion, he was better than Van Dijk today. And yeah, so Gomez, great. And now speaking of Van Dijk, I think that Van Dijk today, obviously, you know, he has his moments where he shows why he's the best defender in the world right now, and arguably the best defender of all time. But then I feel like ever since his ACL, he's looked a little bit shaky in those moments where, you know, you have to block the shot. That's one area where Ruben Diaz is really good. He gets out quick when the opponent is about to take a shot, and he increases the chance of Ruben Diaz blocking a shot. Van Dijk, on the other hand, he likes to, jockey a little bit and stick his bum out like he did against Real Madrid in the Champions League. And to be honest, even today, for that shot against Madison when McAllister made that error, I don't know where he was going. If he just stays put in his position, the shot goes off of him and it's blocked. And, the scoreline is still 1-0. But, it is what it is. Van Dijk, like, you always expect absolute perfection from him. And to be honest, bar those and a few other shaky moments, like, he was pretty much, like, faultless, in my opinion. And now, moving on to Andrew Robertson. Guys, I'm not going to lie. Andrew Robertson, I don't think he's been on it for the last 3 years. I know people say that he's not been on it for the last 3 games. But in my opinion, for the last 3 years, he's not been on it. For me, he's the reason why, besides Klopp having a fetish for Jordan Henderson, obviously, for me, he's the reason why Liverpool lost the quadruple, where they lost the league and the Champions League in 1 week. And why do I say that? Because Robertson against Tottenham, ironically enough or coincidentally enough, when Tottenham scored their chance to go 1-0 up, he was the one who had that horrible positioning for the offside line. And if he stays onside with, or not onside, if he stays in line with Van Dijk and Konate, I believe it was, then, it's still 0-0. And Diaz obviously scored that goal for Liverpool. And Liverpool could have won the league if it wasn't for that goal. And even against Real Madrid, he came out pressing for no absolute reason on Modric. And obviously, the rest is history. But yeah, to me, Andrew Robertson has to be replaced no matter what. I'm never confident with him in the left back position. And today, and for the last, like, I don't know how long, like 3 months, obviously, since the season started, I've been keeping on tabs on the Bournemouth left back, Kirkez, I believe he's called. And even today against Man United, Kirkez was absolutely crazy. His energy, he's just a typical Liverpool player to me. In my eyes, he's literally like a Duracell battery, like, the Duracell bunny. He's literally him. And, when he evolves, he turns into Kirkez. Kirkez is just full of energy. He's quick. He has a great pass on him. The positions he takes at the front when he's bombing forward are absolutely crazy. For me, Liverpool have to get him in January. Kirkez is like a no-brainer for Liverpool. They have to get him no matter what. Because Tsimikas obviously has been better than Robertson this season, but yeah, Robertson has to be replaced, and then Tsimikas can play left back or backup left back to Kirkez. Moving on to the midfield, Gravenberch, obviously, he's been Liverpool's, after Salah, in my opinion, best player so far in the season. Konate, of course, is up there as well with Van Dijk and Trent as well, but Gravenberch, a lot of my friends were clowning me for that Zubimendi snub that Zubimendi did. They're coming up on the WhatsApp singing Zubi Dooby Doo, where are you? But then obviously Slot always has something in his back pocket. And today, Gravenberch again showed why he's been so good for Slot in that 6th position. And to be honest, after watching him play in that 6th position and the style of player that he is, I don't really see anybody else replacing him. Maybe Baleba from Brighton. I think that he's a really, really good player. I think Liverpool really seriously need to take a look at him. Maybe he could play with Gravenberch, or he could be a backup to him because he's still young, Baleba. And I think Gravenberch will need a rest. So to me, I think Liverpool really need to go in for a Baleba in the January transfer market along with Kirkez. Obviously, asking for 3 players is too much, but these 2 positions need to get covered in January if Liverpool really want to cross that finish line for the league. So yeah, Gravenberch, flawless. And McAllister as well. McAllister obviously had a few weeks off because he was suspended, and then he did play against Southampton in the Carabao Cup, so he was able to get back his match fitness, and today he was really good. I don't expect anything less from McAllister. He's a world-class midfielder, only for £35 million, obviously. And yeah, he managed to get in a goal. It's always nice to see little midfielders. Coutinho used to get headed goals here and there, and these little magicians just popping up with headed goals here and there is just really, really nice to see, to be honest. And yeah, McAllister, again, a really good performance. And moving on to Sabozlai, SpongeBob, as people have been calling him for the last year or so, because honestly, it's deserved. Like, he's been poor for the longest time. But last like 2-3 games, especially against Fulham in their red card game, where he slotted in with Gravenberg in the double pivot, he was absolutely insane. Running for days, legs for days, no Oscar Pistorius, just legs. Stacy Keebler FC, just legs for days. It was absolutely crazy. And even today, I'm so happy that he's finally been giving that freedom by Slot to, like, do his thing, run around in the midfield. He sets the tone with that press. And obviously, even though I'm as straight as a toothpick, the guy is obviously beautiful. You know what I'm trying to say? That flowing hair when he's making runs, when he's pressing. And to top it all off today, he was playing as good as he looks. That's just the way it goes. He got in a goal. He could have had 2 or 3, to be honest. He missed a few sitters. That one notable chance when he went in on Forster and just missed an open net. But to be honest, yeah, great performance. I'm really, really happy with Szoboszlai. And after all the scrutiny he's been getting by Liverpool fans for over the last like few months, this performance was a given. It was coming, and I'm glad that it came in such a huge important game in Spurs away, especially again with Chelsea breathing down their necks, and Arsenal are always like, they always believe that they're there, even though for me personally, I don't think they have a chance in this league this season. But again, you never know because Liverpool is Liverpool. So yeah, Szoboszlai, great performance. I'm not going to call him SpongeBob from now on until now, for now. But afterwards, we'll see. And so that's the midfield. And then I'm going to save the best for last, okay? So we move on to Luis Diaz. Now, Luis Diaz, the pressure was on him to score a goal today because he hasn't scored since September when I think he got two goals against Manchester United, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it was somebody else afterwards. But yeah, like the last goal in my memory that he scored was against Manchester United when he got that brace away at OT. And since then, I don't think he scored a goal in the Premier League. But today, ladies and gentlemen, Trent obviously put in that crazy ball for him on the plate, on the platter. Please and thank you very much. He heads it in. And Luis Diaz is back. But even besides his first goal and then the second goal, he took really well, obviously, in the second half. His overall link-up play in the first half, I think he was one of like the best players in the first half for Liverpool, where he was linking up play, he was dropping deep, he was helping out in defense, he was swapping positions where Gakpo really, really well between the left wing and that false nine and striker position. And yeah, Luis Diaz did his thing. I'm happy that he got his 2 goals, and hopefully he can keep on. He can keep that streak up with many more games to come. It's still a long season, obviously, and Salah needs that burden off of him to help him out a little bit because Nunez, obviously, the less said about him, the better, to be honest. Maybe I'll save that video for another day. But Luis Diaz, great performance. Moving on to Gakpo. Gakpo, I believe, had a really poor performance today. I think he's a little too predictable with his movements where he just decides to cut inside every single time. I think he should also look to go outside of the defender a few times as well because it's just way too predictable. He's always cutting in, looking for the run for Robertson. And it works for him. That's his bread and butter, cutting in and shooting, as we've seen in the Carabao Cup and in the Champions League. But to be honest, sometimes you need to change it up a little bit, But, yeah, I mean, Gakpo, he's still a great player at left wing. And, yeah, I expect better from him, but I'm sure he can make it up in future performances. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the king of Liverpool, the king of the Premier League, the face of the Premier League, and rightfully so, because Mo Salah, guys, today he got 2 goals and 2 assists. He's absolutely insane. He's 32. He's in top shape. He's in form. He's been in form for the last 7 seasons. 7-season wonder, You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's absolutely crazy, bro. And today, again, he got 2 goals, 2 assists. He's always there at the right place at the right time. And, Slot doesn't have him hugging the touchline anymore like Linders and Klopp did last season. If he was not playing that touchline role last season, I wonder what his stats would have looked like right now. But this season in the Premier League, his stats look a little bit like this: 15 goals and 11 assists. Are you crazy? That is insane from a 32-year-old right winger. Right wing, you know. It's crazy. Sorry, guys. 15 goals and 11 assists at 32. He's by far the best player in the Premier League. I don't care what Jamie Carragher has to say. I don't care what Arsenal fans have to say. I don't care what any of you Cole Palmer fans have to say. Mo Salah is the best player in the league and in the world. That's it. Mbappe, obviously, he's trying to settle in today's Real Madrid team at the moment. And Vinicius has been injured for a majority of the season. But guys, Mo Salah, like, I'm speechless every single time I watch him play. You can never not rely on Mo Salah. I'm just happy today that the others were able to turn up for him. But Mo Salah, oh my days. This guy is absolutely, like, immense. And even though I said, like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say anything good about Trent or anything at all about Trent until he signs that deal. But Mo Salah, I have a feeling he's going to be signing that deal because he's not, cuddling up with Jude Bellingham. So, and of course, Salah, I don't think will ever go to Real Madrid, to be honest, after, Liverpool's and Real Madrid's history. But yeah, guys, to be honest, 7 out of 10 performance by Liverpool only because of the 3 conceded goals. Just absolutely careless. I think Konate's absence is obviously huge because they've conceded, I think, 7 goals in the last 3 games. And before that, they had like 9 conceded in 14 games. So, Ibrahima Konate, Endrick, I swear to you, Endrick absolutely destroyed Liverpool's momentum where they dropped 4 points. Because Endrick, by that satanic club Real Madrid, he was just brought onto the pitch to injure Konate. I don't know what he had against Konate, but that's just the way it goes, He came on, he got him injured, mission accomplished. Now he himself is injured with a concussion, I believe. So all that for what? You know what I'm trying to say? But Joe Gomez has filled in really well for Konate today, but Liverpool need to be more solid in defense, however you say it. Different accent for different people, you know what I'm trying to say? But, yeah. Liverpool, I think if they were 2-0 up instead of 5-1 up, I don't think they have that lapse of focus in them. But since they were 5-1 up, and honestly, Slot is going to be absolutely fuming with them because it's unforgivable, giving them even a sniff. Because at 5-3, you think, you're scratching your head thinking, all right, you know what? Now anything can happen. But luckily, Mo Salah slides in Luis Diaz, 6-3, GG, we move on. Now, I'm going to talk about Tottenham Hotspur for a little bit. I've spent a long time talking about Liverpool. But Tottenham Hotspur, I'm not going to lie, going to this game, I expected Liverpool to win because Tottenham Hotspur have a lot of injuries. They have bare man out, you know what I'm trying to say? As expressions oozing would say, bare man out. Yeah, they had a lot of injuries. Archie Gray, 18-year-old, playing center back with Dragusin. And yeah, I expected Liverpool to win because at the back they don't look good. And to be honest, their midfield is a little bit lacking as well. They're just not that compact, especially you've seen against Chelsea. They're just not good, to be honest, at the moment. But obviously, they always have a goal in them, and they showed that today. They had 3 in them today. But guys, honestly, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm fuming because of Ange and his high line. Spurs' best bet of getting the result today was probably dropping that high line and just playing on the counter because Liverpool were just pressing them to bits. And Liverpool in transition is the best team in the world, in my opinion. With Mo Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, that pace is unbelievable. Szoboszlai in midfield as well today. Crazy pace, he's really quick. And yeah, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm a little bit angry at the performance, primarily because of Ange. I don't really blame the players because Ange put out what he could have put out. And with an 18-year-old at center back, you don't really expect anything better. Even though I think he was better than Dragusin today. Dragusin got spun a few times and he was a little bit shaky. But Archie Gray's composure on the ball is really good. And I think Archie Gray, when Van de Ven and Romero are back, I think I would love to see him play as a 6 with Sarr and Madison or Bissouma and Madison. Ange has options when it comes to that. One shout out I do want to give when it comes to Spurs is Kulusevski. Kulusevski was single-handedly dragging that Spurs team on his own. Literally, he was, to be honest, he was unplayable today. And if Spurs want to take a positive, it was Kulusevski, but also Dominic Solanke. I'm really happy that he's scoring goals because obviously he used to play for Liverpool. But also there was a lot of pressure on Solanke as well because people were calling him a flop and this and that. But Spurs just play really well when Solanke's on the pitch. When he's there, he's taking, he drops deep. He got that assist for Kulusevski's first goal. And yeah, Kulusevski was literally like one-man show today for Spurs. He was literally just running around the midfield on his own in attack, dribbling, beating players, and Robertson was having a really hard time against him. And Van Dijk struggled a little bit against him as well here and there. But yeah, overall, if I'm Ange or if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm pretty angry still because conceding this many goals is just not it, Obviously, Spurs' goal difference is really good. And yeah, for Spurs, like I think it was pretty much expected. I don't think the players were shocked that Liverpool did what they did to them because Liverpool are obviously really, really good at the moment. They're a well-oiled machine right now. And yeah, I look forward to seeing where Liverpool go with this. And that's all from me for my first ever video. I hope you guys liked it. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to share it with your friends, please feel free to do so. And yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And guys, we move.